The eternal obsession with the number 12. Ah, the poor fellows. The moment they spot the number 12, they rush towards it like a thirsty crow spotting water or a hungry wolf eyeing a rabbit. Whether they trip, tumble, or pass out in the process, it doesn't matter. They've tied their entire faith to this number so tightly that even if the world refuses to digest this 12-flavored spiritual mix, they will keep stirring it up with 12 spices and 12 herbal concoctions to force-feed their followers. The mysterious 12 rulers. Now let's talk about history. Real history, not the fantasy novel some folks have penned. Sahih Bukhari, compiled around 250 AH, 864 CE, records this hadith. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "After me there will be 12 leaders, all from the Quraysh." Sahih Bukhari, Hadith 722. Sahih Muslim, compiled around 261 AH 875 CE, presents a similar narration. Jabir bin Samurah, may Allah be pleased with him, reported, "I heard the Prophet, peace be upon him, say, Islam will remain strong as long as there are 12 Caliphs." He then said something I didn't understand, so I asked my father. He replied, "They will all be from the Quraysh." Sahih Muslim, Hadith 1821. Sunan Abu Dawood, compiled around 275 HE 88 CE, also mentions, "People's affairs will remain in order as long as they are ruled by 12 leaders, all from the Quraysh." Sunan Abu Dawood, Hadith 4280. Now, here comes the exciting part. The 11th Imam of the Twelvers, Hassan al-Askari, passed away in 260 AH, 874 CE, just around the time these hadith books were published. Coincidence? Well, if you listen carefully, you might hear the conspiracy alarm bells ringing. A little trickery with words, the Twelvers insist that these hadiths are talking about their 12 imams. According to their very special dictionary, Caliph means imam, and leader means, well, only their leaders. It doesn't matter that their imams never actually ruled anything, except the first imam, not even a square foot of land. Rulership is apparently optional when it comes to being a ruler. But hey, it's their belief. If they want to eat the sun thinking it's a watermelon, or pull out the teeth of a horse named Zuljana thinking it's an elephant, who's stopping them? The world is full of strange ideas, and they are free to hold on to theirs. However, expecting others to agree with their unique historical interpretations, that's a bit much. The vanishing act of the 12th Imam. Here's another twist. Hassan al-Askari, the 11th Imam, lived in Samarra, Iraq. According to Twelver beliefs, he should have been the rightful ruler, but oops! The actual Caliph of the time had a slightly different opinion. Instead of handing him the throne, he locked him up in house arrest. Now, let's use a peanut-sized portion of logic here. The hadiths say that during the era of the 12 leaders, Islam will be dominant and people's affairs will be in order. But let's be honest, Hassan al-Askari's own affairs were far from being in order. He was under surveillance and had zero power. And then comes the real magic trick. The Twelvers claim that their 12th Imam is none other than Imam Mahdi. But, minor detail, historians say Hassan al-Askari never had a son. Now, if that's true, then where did the 12th Imam come from? Well, he didn't, and that's the biggest problem. No one saw him, no one met him, and no one recorded his existence. The so-called continuation of divine leadership simply vanished into thin air. The greatest marketing scam in religious history. Faced with this crisis, the Twelver scholars had two choices. 1. Admit defeat and say, "Oops, we miscalculated." 2. Invent a magical missing child and keep selling their spiritual 12-flavored formula to the masses. Guess which one they picked? That's right. Instead of accepting the obvious, they suddenly discovered that Hassan al-Askari actually did have a son, a child so secret that no one had ever seen him. And then Before anyone could ask for a birth certificate, the child disappeared. Brilliant, right? No child, no proof, no questions. It's like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. But in this case, the rabbit jumps into another dimension before anyone can catch it. And so the scholars proclaimed, yes, the 12th Imam was born. Just don't ask how or when. Yes, he was real, even though no one ever saw him. Yes, he's still alive. He's just hiding. And just like that, the missing Imam became the ultimate ghost leader, ruling over nothing, governing no one, and making no public appearances for over 1,000 years. And the cherry on top, his grand reappearance is always coming soon, like a movie trailer that never actually releases. Until then, the only thing left for his followers to do is keep grinding and selling their 12-spice special blend, hoping people will keep buying it. But hey, marketing is an art, and they've mastered it.